I'm going to be changing the battery in my R1150RS today. It's a little more complicated to get at it than just lifting the seat, but it's not too bad. Fortunately on this model, and I think the RTs as well, it's not necessary to loosen the gas tank mount. I like to throw down a furniture blanket just to protect my knees, and I have a magnetic tray to hold the screws as they come off. I'm basically following the procedure from the Haynes manual, and the first thing to do is get this left side panel off. There's several screws. Some are threaded into mounts, others are turn screws that are just connected to other body panels. The air cleaner housing is under the seat, but the battery itself is under the rear end of the gas tank, and we need to get access to that. On my bike, there's an accessory light that's sharing the screw with the frontmost body panel attachment. That's just my own personal issue. After these screws are out, the body panel can be lifted away, and we see the battery nestled in there, and an air pipe going to the air cleaner is just below that. We need to remove that air pipe in order to slide the battery out. There's a bolt that needs an Allen key. In the back, we need to loosen the air filter housing lid so that we can detach the breather tube from that end. Doesn't require taking the filter out. I like to put the bolt from the breather hose back in its hole so I don't lose track of it. When the battery is exposed, just need to loosen the rubber retention strap so that we can slide it out. I'm going to take one set of leads off the battery while it's still resting on the chassis. And after I get the battery all the way out, I'll take off the positive side. And I'd like to get out a little wooden tray to support the battery so I don't have to hold it in midair while I do this. Makes it a lot easier. And as I take the leads off, I keep them bundled together with the bolt that they came off with so I don't lose track of them. What I'm taking off here is a BMW factory battery, but I'm going to be replacing it with a different one, an Odyssey brand that is just slightly smaller, though not by very much. And I'm hoping it'll deliver a little more punch. It requires these studs to be added, and they recommend using a vice grip to hold it in place while you do the final tightening. After this, it's just a matter of doing everything in the reverse order. Put the positive leads in, figure out some way to feed it back in there. I think as long as the battery is the same size as the original, or hopefully a little bit smaller, there'll be a way to get it back in there. But I won't lie, it takes a little bit of finagling and some patience to get it in there. After it's in there, it's just a matter of replacing the rubber strap. In my case, I needed to add a little bit of a plastic spacer to make it taut enough. Now it's time for a power check to make sure everything's lighting up and all the lights and accessory lights are still coming on. Then it's time to get the breather hose back on, reattach the side panel, and we should be good to fire it up. Remember, the breather hose in the back slides into the housing, and then the lid comes down on top of that to capture it. In my case, I have to put that accessory light back on. That took a few minutes. Seat back on, and we're good. I hope that was helpful to you. If it was, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel, even if you're not into the arts or frame making or any of the other things I do. It would still help me out. Thanks.